Hi, second graders. Today we're going to use this program called Education City to work on a skill called context clues. And when we use context clues, it helps us determine or figure out some tricky words. We're going to use clues to help identify and understand unknown words. So we need to become detectives for this activity and figure out words when we're stuck. It says use context clues to determine the meaning of words in nonfiction text. You can use this same skill or these same strategies when you're reading fiction. Really, when you're reading anything and you come to a tricky word. So let's learn how we can figure these tough words out.
For Clara to make her amazing discoveries, she must first figure out the meaning of some tricky words in her Explorer's Handbook. When you read, you may find a word that you do not know. If you are not sure what a word means, go back and reread the sentence.
That's one of the clues, boys and girls. We should always go back and reread something if we're not sure what a word says or what a word means. And on this example, the tricky word is the bright orange one.
Look at the pictures. Then, look at the words before and after the tricky word. You may find some clues to help you figure out what the word means. Let's try it. The thick jungle vines masked the temple door, so Clara could not see it. What does masked mean in the sentence?
You could talk about this with your class. You could talk about this at home with an adult if you're working there. Can you come up with what the word masked means?
The picture shows Clara looking toward a temple that is covered with vines. The sentence says the vines are thick. It also says that Clara could not see the door. When we put all the clues together, we can guess that masked means covered or hidden.
So, friends, do you see how very important it is to look at words before and words that are after an unknown or tricky word? You need to be detectives to figure it out. So, let's be detectives together for a few more examples. So, on this page, we have to read the sentences. We have a tricky word that's nice and dark and bold, and we're going to look for clues to help us figure out the meaning of the word and answer the question. So read along with me. Number one, we were exhausted after our long hike, so we sat on a rock for a while to rest. Well, exhausted is a tough word, but it looks like they went on a long hike. They wanted to sit down and rest. So I think exhausted means tired, worn out. So, what would you want if you were exhausted? Bike or the bed? I think we'd want to take a rest in the bed. Let's go to number two. We saw a crab dig a hole and brr, brr. I'm not sure that word, so I'm going to keep on reading. And underground. So he said I should reread it. Here I go. We saw a crab dig a hole and blank underground. Well, I see clues of a crab, and the crab is digging a hole, and I see the word underground. So burrow means to dig a hole underground. So what other animal might burrow? Excellent. This one right here. Last one. We saw a sloth does sleeping upside down in a tree. Doze means the same as sleeping, but the sloth was sleeping upside down. So, since doze and sleeping are synonyms, where would you doze? Probably on a cot. So, friends, these tricky words were already picked out for us. That's not going to happen in a book you read. You are just going to maybe come to a tricky word. So remember, be a detective. Read the whole sentence, go back and read it again. Look for clues before or after it. Look for other words that will help you figure out the tricky word. Be detectives today when you're reading. I know you can do it.